number 100 here.
Yes, that's right. See?
Retired with 112.
Yeah, the Scotty, yeah.
No, first dog to win Eukanuba National Law Show and the Westminster.
That's right. Wow. That's incredible. That's exactly accurate.
What colors do these come in, you know?
Black, Wheaton, Brindle, in some places Grizzle. Oh, and Steel and Iron Gray in the UK.
Steel, Iron, and Gray.
Steel Gray and Iron Gray.
That's right. They just added that back into our standard. It's amazing.
I've never met anyone who knows so much about dogs. I know people who've been in dogs all their life don't know as much as he does. It's amazing.
So how was school today? Cora?
And at the end of the day, when I refused to study, you know what they did?
What?
They pinned me to the floor.
What do you
No, I was just saying no, and they just pinned me.
Yeah, that must have been
That
awful.
just made it worse.
I know.
I don't know what makes it worse. Why does nobody like me?
You wrote that today in
Yeah.
speech?
I started crying. And they don't even know I had feelings.
Okay. I can understand that. For a child with Asperger's, it's so hard to being so close to being like everybody else and people expecting you to be like everybody else, but to have these little different ways of being or hypersensitivities or anxieties, and that makes it hard to be in the world.
Well, I think one of the major problems in Asperger's disorder is communication. Even though they have normal verbal abilities, they often don't read social cues well, and they don't read nonverbal language, body language. So, and up to 80% of our communication is nonverbal. So this puts children with Asperger's disorder at a disadvantage. And that can impact friendships, it can impact the ability to connect with the outside world.
Smart from day one. You just knew that he was a bright boy. There was never a question of that.
Give me 11 turtles. 11 turtles. What are those?
11 turtles! Yay! I didn't even know what Asperger's was until we started going through the process of getting Cory diagnosed.
Cory was diagnosed with Asperger's disorder at 4 years of age, and I've been seeing him since he was 8 years old. Children with Asperger's syndrome will often have problems with sensory overload. They're very sensitive to sounds and touch. And so when they get overloaded that way, they will sometimes react with anger or anxiety.
Cory needs repetition in high structure. So this was a morning schedule that we did step by step, what you do each morning. You wake up. At that point, it was watching TV. And then mom comes in, you pause TV, shower, scrub body, shampoo and condition hair. Again, very specific. Number 6, dry off. Brush teeth, get dressed, watch 2 minutes of TV or more if there is enough time. Go to the bus stop.
These obsessive-compulsive rituals, routines, tend to organize a very chaotic world for a child who is overstimulated by that chaos.
Cory and I are a lot alike. I'm very much type A. I'm very, Heather would call it obsessive-compulsive, anxious, all those qualities that I think probably have made me successful. But it's also are the things that make me hard to live with, too. Cory and my dad are very much alike, and there's probably some truth to that. Asperger's diagnoses weren't around when my father was a kid in the 50s. My father did not have a big group of friends. My father is pretty intellectual, socially awkward. They say that there's a hereditary link, and so I wouldn't be surprised at all. And so, you know, I'm a chip off the block, so there's a possibility that I've got a touch of it too. The things that I see in myself that I don't particularly care for are some of the same traits that he possesses. I don't want him to be the same as me.
Just be quiet too. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I'm not my best move. It's like nobody wants me to be happy.
Cory's not your typical sixth grader, for sure. He's a kid that's very comfortable being alone, and I don't think he feels lonely because of that. He's really developed a sense of self. There's nothing typical about him, but he's amazingly unique and special.
Asperger's kids, from everything that we've read and we've been told, they're hyper-focused on a certain area of interest. For Cory, it's always been animals from a very young age.
They often are drawn to animals because animals are very accepting. They are non-conditional. You don't have to read nonverbal language with them.
Woo, 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 woo.
You know, as he got older, it went to dinosaurs, or it went to these exotic animals that people have never heard of. And you know, he'd run up and approach people and say, "Did you know that the blah, blah, blah sloth has the longest toes of any sloth in the world?" And people are like, "Wow, really?" And it's coming out of left field. We tried to explain to him that, you can't just run up to people and expect them to play. And he goes, "How do I do it?"
You guys to go in there too, and I'm gonna come in there.
Certain, like, a few cars and, like, several, like, mastodons, those hairy elephants,
That's what you're gonna do in the New York?
And listen, on the sidewalk, you're gonna be all these coelophysis dinosaurs.
Can you draw me a coelophysis dinosaur? What does it
Really,
look like?
It's one of the earlier dinosaurs.
Is it a giant dinosaur?
It's only 10 feet long.
Only?
Hollow bones.
Hollow bones?
Yeah. It was a fast-running dinosaur.
Cory is extremely advanced drawing-wise. He's a sixth grader, and the work that he produces is beyond many of my professors at a well-esteemed college university.
You know, Cory he's a brilliant kid, and, I think it's the nature of how his brain is made up, but he truly has a photographic memory. He can look at a picture, draw it once, and it's frozen in his memories.
I believe that his mastery of the drawings could go beyond helping him understand different aspects of the world. As a matter of fact, it probably is the way that he is coping with and understanding differences between perhaps him and other individuals.
It's interesting, if you look at his drawings and the angles and the eyes and all of that, it's like he's seeing something that the typical person doesn't see. This is a peacock, a camel. If we go down here, elephants have always been one of his favorites. He's always been great at drawing them. He's explained his brain to me at times as that it's always on play. He said, my mind is like a DVR, and it's really hard for me to stop, to hit the stop button. It just goes on and on forever. Every breed. I saw such a change in him last year when he became interested in dogs.
This is kind of a connection that we have with Cory, and it hasn't been until he developed this obsession with dogs.
And he started learning about the breeds, and then it became, can we go to PetSmart and see dogs? Can we go to the dog park to see dogs? You have to say it politely. Excuse me.
It's a Pomeranian.
Oh, it is. How cute.
From the German province of Pomerania.
They are?
Yeah.
That doesn't even sound like a real place. That sounds like you made it up.
Well, makes sense.
Like where are the Labradors from? Labradorio?
No, they're actually from Newfoundland. They're named for the Labrador Sea that they worked in.
Wow.
The new dog Newfoundland, that name is taken.
Oh, that's a cute little dog.
And the Weimaraner is named for the Weimar Republic.
Oh my gosh, Cora.
Anatolian Shepherd, they're from Anatolia or modern Turkey. The Rhodesian Razorback, Rhodesia, which is now modern Zimbabwe.
What do you think it is? Aside from the knowledge that he's gained on dogs, and he's been able to retain almost every fact about every breed, the connection that he's been able to make with people who have dogs is invaluable for a kid like him.
Depending on what the interest is, it can be very functional. Sometimes that interest will help a child to develop more social connections. It's a conversation opener.
He's almost connecting with people and understanding the exchange of conversation because he knows so much about dogs and people love talking about their dogs.
You know, this interest in dog, this obsession, this passion is something that other people can relate to. I mean, there are dog shows. There are people that are fanatical about their dogs, more fanatical than we are. So, and those people seem to exist in the world fine.
Get him, Leland! Leland! Go get him, guys. Go get him. Go get him.
He kept saying to me, and saying to everybody that would talk to him, we're going to the National Dog Show in November in Philadelphia. And I said, whoa, wait. I haven't promised that we're going. I don't know how we're going to go to this dog show, Cory. It's the week of Thanksgiving. It's across the country. Oh, come on, Mommy.
I mean, when he first brought it up and he's like, can I go to the National Dog Show? And then somehow it turned into, I'm going to the National Dog Show. He's been talking about it for months now.
Because he's so passionate about it, I felt like, God, I've got to figure out a way to make this happen for him. We're on our way to the airport, getting very close. And Cory, how are you feeling? You excited?
Yay! Woohoo!
What breed that you haven't seen are you most excited to see?
Well, probably one of the quarter breeds, like the Commodore Puli.
Me too.
I'll write down the good piles.
Okay.
We'll use like the dogs in the semifinals.
Yeah.
Then I'll do the top four. Then move on to best in show.
Awesome. I wonder if they have like a scorecard, like when you go to a baseball game and you get to follow the game and score it. I, from the age of 11, moved around quite a bit as a kid. And for me, sports was kind of a way that I could immediately fit in with a new group of kids at a new school. And when I had a boy, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait. Like, I'm going to be a mom that can actually throw a ball and have a catch with my kid. I could see that he didn't have the motor skills to do some of the things that I wished he could have done. I think I learned that, I'm so blessed with this incredible child who is so passionate about life and about his interest, it taught me acceptance, and it taught me that you don't always have to fit in. Look at that.
They're coming! Woo!
Yay!
The national.
Look at all the dogs, Cor.
They're here.
I don't know what to expect, really. I don't know if it's going to be overwhelming for him. My hope is that he doesn't walk around there kind of guarded and holding his ears because of the noise, because I imagine that it's going to just naturally be loud.
He hears things louder and scratchier and more irritating. It's almost like he has a megaphone, and so things are coming in like that. He also doesn't have a screening to block out the foreground and background noise. So if there's a lot of background noise, he doesn't have that screening. So it's coming in just as loud as the conversation he might be having with you at a table. He hears the world louder and more intensely.
In public situations, when things are too loud, Cory has a tendency to put his hands on his ears. And I don't know if it's a function of that's how he manages the overstimulation, or maybe it is just too noisy. But I also know that when he's really interested in a topic, Cory gets in the zone. So I don't know if I'm really that worried, because he's going to be in his element.
What kind of dog is this? Colored bull terrier?
Yes, that's a colored bull terrier. Correct.
Reminds me of Rufus.
That's his grandson, Jefferson.
Rufus, did you hear about him? He passed. Rufus.
We own Rufus.
I saw you on Dogs 101.
Yep.
You saw them on Dogs 101?
Rufus's son. You know, Rufus is immortalized in one of my books.
Which one?
The smaller breed book.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, I've never met a colored bull terrier.
But you can pet him if you like.
That's pretty cool.
You can pet Jefferson.
Oh, you confused me with that. Hey, different egghead. Big egg. Look, great thing, a harlequin. Isn't that great? Look, Bernie's, 2 Chesapeake Bay Retrievers, and they're Commodore. English setters galore. Oh, it's on. The list keeps going. This is the best. This is the best day ever. We just saw a non-recognized breed here.
Eli passed away. But this is his son. Oh, really? Yeah. This is one of Eli's boys. That's one of his sons.
His daughter was first in the good pile in 2010 for the herding group. Surprisingly, unlike the German Shepherd.
Oh my God.
I just saw a non.
Remember those pictures back there? That's Eli.
Yeah, I remember I saw a non-recognized breed, 2 Bergamasco.
He touched so many people, it was unbelievable. I never realized. That's incredible. Example. Exactly. Example. I mean, I have chills.
What?
What group are they in?
Bichon? Non-sporting.
Okay, and what group are they in all the other countries?
I think toy.
Oh. Oh my God. I thought I had these house. I thought I had them tough.
Going to see dogs has become our sport and our passion. Dogs have definitely become a way for Cory to communicate with the world.
People enjoy dogs so much is because they feel like they have a special connection, that they're almost human and they can feel what you're feeling. When you've had a rough day, they're happy to see you and they don't care what's happened or what you say to them. They love you for who you are.
We love these dogs. I would personally rather be around them than with most human beings here.
Probably put hundreds of thousands of miles on the road with him. And he truly was your best friend. He would have been 13. And he was a great dog. Honestly, a great dog.
You know, I think I connect with him on like an athletic level, you know, because I'm into sports and I'm always moving and I'm always out, very outdoorsy, and they're the same way. And sometimes you'll get as crazy. People say that like a dog knows when you're upset, a dog knows. Those people are nuts. I happen to be one of them.
You know, like even when we're at home, when you get sick, they know it faster than you know. I think they read the world differently than we do.
These children will use their particular narrow interest to try to reduce their anxiety. If they can focus just on dogs, then the world will kind of calm down and go away, and they can screen out the problems that are creating this heightened sense of anxiety.
I think Cory's very self-aware. And we're driving home, and he said, oh, I just wish I could make all this autism stuff just go away. And I remember I had to pull over to the side of the road because it just took me kind of off guard. I've never heard him say anything like that before. And I put the car in park and I turned around and I looked at him and I said, I don't want to hear you ever say that. Because you know something? You wouldn't be the child that you are. You wouldn't be this person, this amazing person, if you didn't have autism. You wouldn't have this great interest in animals and in dogs and this ability to draw. If you were just like a typical kid, I don't know that you would have all these gifts. Don't ever think that. I don't want you to never have this part of you. This is who you are.